Welcome to the video, fine people. Today I'm going to be giving my honest, real-world review of my GP5000 25mm clincher tyres. Firstly, we're going to be looking at my current set of GP5000 tyres, which have done 7,000 miles. They're pretty beat up, so we're going to get up close and personal and see how they've held up. And then I also have a brand new pair of GP5000 clincher tyres. So what I'm going to do is compare the old ones versus new ones and give a direct comparison for you guys and girls. It's going to be interesting, so stay tuned and let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the tyres on the bike. Now, as I've said, I've used these GP5000 tyres for around 7,000 miles. Many of those I was commuting through London. Now, if you've ridden in any major city or through London, you'll know that the roads are pretty and that has potentially caused damage, or there is glass, stones and whatnot in this tyre. So let's get up close and personal. I've got my little light, let's have a closer look. Okay, so we are currently looking at the rear tyre and we can already see that there are some pretty bad cuts and marks in here. So we've got this one here on the sidewall, big old cut. Let's move around, you can see there's little cuts everywhere, to be honest. Here, I think they are the wear indicators, these two little dots here. You've got one there and one there. So let's have a little look through. So you've got cut, 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 got more cuts. Yeah, these are pretty bad. Oh, we got a biggie here. This is cut there. Look at this. That's a disaster, that. That's actually gone, it looks like it's gone through. More cuts here as well. To be honest, I should have changed these a while ago. There is a difference in the actual colour. So here we have like a flat spot where it's really smooth. Then on the side here, it's like a darker colour. So you can see it's actually worn like at different rates. So down the centre, it's heavily worn, much more than it is on the sides. I've only had 2 slow punctures on this rear tyre, and that just goes to show just how strong these GP5000 tyres are, regardless whether you've got a small crater in your tyre or not. So we are now looking at the sidewall, the right hand sidewall of the rear tyre, and it's not actually looking too bad. I can kind of see like marks here, like where, I don't know if that's normal or not, to be honest. But yeah, overall these tyres have served me really well, and having a closer look at them, I've never actually looked at tyres this close after I've used them, but having a closer look, I'm surprised that I've only had 2 slow punctures on this rear, considering how beat up it is. Okay, so we are now looking at the front tyre, so let's give that a quick spin. Okay, so we can already see cuts like the rear tyre, not as bad though probably, there's a stone in there. Let's have a look. Not as bad as the rear though, I must admit, and you can tell it's not actually as worn. When you actually look at the thread, you can see it's not as worn. But let's just have a look through. Okay, we've got a relatively big cut here. We can see the wear indicators, so they are heavily worn as well, to be fair. So that's one wear indicator, and then that's the other one. So little bits of stone or glass or whatever it may be. But this tyre has never had a puncture. Now, if that's not an advert to buy some GP5000s, I don't know what is. Overall, this one's in a bit better shape, but let's have a quick look at this sidewall. There is this, which is worth noting, which is a sort of bulge, if you like. I don't feel like it's gone all the way through, but yeah, that's not good. That's an actual bulge. So it's interesting to see the punishment that these tyres have taken and how fewer punctures I've actually had on these tyres. Let's take a closer look in the tyre and actually get some of these bits of glass and dirt out and compare them to the new tyres. One down, one to go. Okay, so we can see here in my box of goodies that we have 2 brand spanking new GP5000 25mm clincher tyres. And in fact, we only need one, so what I'm going to do is just toss that one over there. So we have a bit of info about the tyre, which one you've got, recommended pressures, etc. We've also got information, basically the marketing spiel, which I obviously fell for because I bought 2 of them. And it's also got the sort of makeup of the tyre, how it's actually built and how it's actually made, which is pretty damn good if you ask me. So let's get this out of the box. something to cut that with. And let's have a look at the actual tyre itself. You know, it's got that new smell as well, that new smell, fresh rubber. Just smells good, you know. I'm looking forward to getting these on the bike. So let's go ahead and get the front tyre and we'll give it a direct comparison to this. Okay, so we have the front tyre here to compare to this. Now, if you can see, there's quite a lot of difference. I think the biggest thing you sort of notice is sort of like almost crackled or like cracking almost. I guess that's what happens in time as the rubber wears down, but that's probably the biggest difference. Interestingly enough, let's have a look at the wear indicators on here compared to here. So we've got on the right hand side here, got the new wear indicators and the old wear indicators, so not too bad on that. It's an old rubber tyre, it served me well, but time for something new. So let's pop that new tyre to one side, nice and delicately, and let's have a look at this tyre and see if there is anything in there. Okay, you can see there the sort of hole that's appearing in the front tyre, nothing too bad. Looks like something's in the tyre there. Yeah, that's a big old bit of glass. I don't know if you can see that. So that's the sort of thing that this tyre is going to stand up against, is glass that sort of size dug into the tyre. Let's have another look. So that is that cut in the sidewall. But you can see if I kind of pull that apart, then yeah, there's daylight going on there, so not ideal. So I think that'll do for the front tyre. That's a good sort of comparison. So let's go ahead and grab the rear tyre. Okay, so again, we have the new tyre here and the old tyre here. So this is the old rear. It's got a flat spot. You can really tell the flat spot. So obviously where it's been ridden like loads and I haven't been leaning it over like Valentino Rossi. You can feel the rubber again. This is kind of, it's got that crackled kind of look around the edge again, just time out on the road. So that is a direct comparison. Let's get the new tyre out of the way. And let's see what we can pull out of this bad boy. Again, some scrapes there. I've got some sort of, what is that? Oh, that is gone. It's like raised. I don't know if you can see that. Like the tyre's actually coming away. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Forgive me, people, forgive me. We'll pretend that didn't happen. Again, that's one of the big cuts. That's a biggie. Is there something in there? Potentially. Yes, there is. Okay, so that's just another bit of glass, similar to the front tyre. So there we go. Pretty bad condition, but still not getting punctures. This is completely worn, so I am pleased I'm changing these tyres and I'm sure I will feel a massive difference. So that is what GP5000 clincher 25mm tyres look like after 7,000 miles on the road. But I can honestly say that these are the best tyres that I've ever had, albeit I haven't had a massive selection. But what I can do is give you my set of circumstances and my scenario and explain kind of how I feel towards these tyres. Now I commute through London, that's through central London. Obviously since lockdown I haven't commuted, but when I was, I hardly got any punctures. And before that I did have the GP4000s, and I would say there was a noticeable change in puncture resistance from the GP4000s to the GP5000s. Now to say I've had 2 slow punctures in 7,000 miles, and you've seen the condition of these tyres, that says a lot about the puncture resistance of these tyres. I think it's really, really good. If you're thinking about getting a tyre that's got good performance, good rolling resistance and good puncture resistance, then you can't really go wrong with the GP5000. So I definitely recommend. So as always, fine people, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. All of it's much appreciated. And until the next video, take care. It may or may not be before Christmas. So have a good one if I don't see you before then. Self-love and safe riding.